Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I am so excited to show you this really beautiful card. This is an over-the-top holiday card that I created, and I think that you're going to love it. So, all of the supplies that I used on this project can be found in my online store, and I will link all of the products to my shop in the description of this video, as well as on my blog. So you can check that all out if you would like to get any of these items. Also, the DSP that I'm using is on sale. Who doesn't like that? And I also have a class that goes with this fabulous Poinsettia Petals bundle from Stampin' Up. This is such a great bundle. You can see there are 3 different sizes of poinsettias. By the way, these images are shrunk to fit on the cover of this case, so they're actually a little bigger in real life, but they're so wonderful. And the dies that work with this stamp set are really fabulous too. So let me show you how I put my card together. One of the things I love about our die sets is sometimes they come with multiples. So for instance, this set had 2 of these flowers, which was pretty great because I'm using 6 of them on this card. So that was really helpful. I'm going to show you how easy this is to put together, by the way. The putziest part was just getting the pieces die cut, and that really wasn't too bad because there's 2 of everything, so I love that. So I did go ahead and die cut 6 of these. They're they were die cut from Real Red cardstock, and they are going to be adhered to one another, and then we'll stick them onto our card. So I'm just putting a glue dot on each one, and then I'm going to take and adhere this offset like so, and then we'll continue doing that, going around. And I love that the die puts that little impression in there, so it's like they're embossed as well as die cut, which is pretty cool. And you know me, I love some texture in my projects. Okay. So there we go. There's our 3 poinsettias. And then I'm going to take 3 pieces. These are 1 3/4 by 1 1/8 that I cut. And I'm going to adhere them to a punched shape. So I've got the rectangle postage stamp, or postage punch. And this is the other kind of stamp, right? I'm going to cut 3 of these, or punch 3 of these from my soft suede cardstock. And then I will just adhere each of those white pieces to my punched out piece. So that's really easy to do. Just adhere all of those. And then I'm going to put my card base together before I do any more of this. So I'm going to set that aside. Now my card base is Old Olive, so I just have a half a sheet of Old Olive cardstock. You could use a different color because I did actually cover the whole thing up with printed paper, so you could use like Whisper White if you wanted, or even Crumb Cake. But the reason I chose Old Olive is because before I finished figuring out how my card was going to be, I didn't have this layer of DSP, but I love this pattern so much. So I wanted to use this, and you can see the other side of this pattern I have incorporated as well, because I really love both of them. They're just so pretty and just works. You know what I mean? And I don't know about you guys, but I love when stuff coordinates. It just makes me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere those layers together. So I've got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of my Poinsettia Petals DSP. And you can see that just covers my card base completely, which is wonderful. And then I've also got a layer of 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to stamp on that and put it on the inside here in just a little bit. Next, I've embossed a panel. This is the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder, which, I love. I haven't been using it because it's not very Christmassy, but I really like it with this. And I think it kind of goes cool with that pattern there. Now you can use this either side, the embossed or debossed. Sometimes it's fun to use the debossed, but I will go ahead and use the embossed part. And this panel is, and I'm not 100% sure, but I have all the actual measurements both in the description of this video as well as on my blog post for you so that you can refer back to those when you go to make this card because it's so pretty you're going to want to. I know you are. It is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So one of the things I have to tell you is people ask me all the time, where do I get all of my ideas from? And I did not come up with this card on my very own. I actually cased this, which means copy and selectively edit. It can also mean copy and share everything, depending on how you like to go. But I cased this from a friend of mine who we participated in a swap together. And actually, I can't decide if I like her version or my version better. She made this gorgeous card, and I love these kind of non-traditional colors. I guess, I mean, that is kind of a traditional color for a poinsettia, but I really liked her card. So thank you to Catherine for the inspiration for this. And you can see that's where I got my idea from. So now I also really like that pattern. Oh, but we're going to put this side up. So put the adhesive on there like so. And then I'm going to adhere that kind of centered. Okay, so already I love it. Now each of these 3 postage punched out pieces, we're going to pop up. Wow, that was a lot of pieces in a row. We're going to pop these up onto our card. So I'll put a couple of dimensionals each on them. And like so. And then what I like to do is kind of arrange them on here so that they're sort of even, not sort of, totally evenly spaced before I go to start adhering them. So I want them to just stick out a little bit on the side of the DSP layer and then centered amongst the 3. So when I do this, I definitely want to do the outside ones first, and then I can make sure that center one is indeed centered between the 2. And then that way that really gives me a good looking centered, not off kilter crazy card. So that is easier to do like that. Okay, looks fantastic. Next, I have those beautiful poinsettias that we put together, and we're going to just adhere them. Oh, but I remembered this from my card. Okay, I wanted to kind of give these a little bit of dimension by kind of swooshing them. Of course, that would be my official term for what I just did. Swoosh, smoosh, you know, whatever. You know I like to make up stamping terms that then become widely accepted. I don't know. Okay. So this is one of the sets that's being carried over. It will be available, I think, well, actually, I'm not positive, so I'll write it in the comments, but the bundle pricing is going to be retired, so make sure you get in on it. Now, I've got some holiday rhinestones. This is just a half of a sheet, and I wanted to embellish my my beautiful poinsettias with this. So I'm going to take and just put 3 in the center of each, like so. And my Take Your Pick tool does such a good job of getting those adhered, and I love using these. Plus I had a whole bunch of the red ones. So this was a really good use for them. I've been using the blues and greens a little bit more, and so having these red ones was kind of perfect. So there we go. They're all set up nicely. Now the last thing I need is just a strip of cardstock so that I can stamp my sentiment and adhere that. For this, actually, I'm going to use this piece. It's just a little skinnier. I'm going to use some real red ink and stamp my sentiment on here, and I'll probably trim it just a bit. Okay. So I'll stamp that maybe right in the center here and kind of at the bottom. And then that way I can just trim a little bit off the top and it will look nice. Now I'm using my little mini trimmer, and I get asked this all the time, if we still have this available. And the answer is no. This was a special thing you could get, I think, last year during Celebration when you signed up to become a demonstrator, and it's not available any longer, which is a bummer, but I find mine quite handy. So there we go. There's my little piece. I'm also going to use another punch, which is really handy, and this is the Take Your Pick, or let's see, not Take Your Pick. That's what this is. It's a, what's the word? Pick a banner punch. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is kind of an odd width, so I'm gonna just turn it over and make sure that it's centered when I punch it. So I like to see that. So you can see that would be way off kilter. This way I can control it and ensure that it's centered like that. And then I'll take this piece and adhere this. Oh, that Pick a Banner punch is one I have used a lot, and I'm really happy to tell you that it will carry over as well. Okay, so we'll just place that right on there. Now, I really liked my card at this point. I thought it was very beautiful, but I wanted to do that little extra something special, you know? You know I like doing that. So I thought I could add a little of my Champagne Mist shimmer spray. I've got a video where I show how to do this, and I'll link that in the description of this one, so you can see if you'd like to do this yourself. But you can see that is where the shimmer comes from on my card. Now, full disclosure, it's really important to get rid of all the things you don't want spritzed before you do this, because it will get in a few places. Okay, so I'm just going to shake this up, and I'm going to spritz it from a good distance. I'm holding this maybe 24 inches away, and just a few spritzes. Now my work surface is kind of spritzy, and also I will be glittering for a while now, and that's fine. You can check out my glitter tonight during my game night video. When you're tuning in, you'll see. But now I've got a little bit of shimmer on here, and it's just subtle and very nice. By the way, if your nozzle gets clogged up, I find running fill a little cup of hot water and then spritz from that hot water, run hot water through the spritzer mechanism by spritzing it, and that does a really great job of getting rid of all that. Okay, now I remember mentioning that we were going to put a little stamping on the inside, so let's go ahead and do that. I've got some soft suede ink, which coordinates with the colors that I've been using here, and I'm just going to stamp this in the center. May magic and wonder bloom this holiday. Oh, so nice. And then I've also got this little branchy image, and I'm going to stamp that in some crumb cake. I'm going to ink this up so that I'm not actually stamping the whole stem or inking the whole stem, just kind of the base. And I'm even going to wipe a little bit of it off with my finger. Okay, and then what I will do is just stamp that kind of coming out from my sentiment, and I think that looks very nice. This also is really good if you are trying not to write a book in every one of your cards. You know how it goes. You feel like you got to write tons of stuff. You can just sign it, Love, Dina, or your name, of course. You're welcome for that helpful tip. Okay, now I'm going to flip this upside down, and I'm going to stamp the berries, and because I can see through, that's pretty easy to do. I inked them up in some real red ink, and oh, I just think that looks so nice. So we'll go ahead and adhere this on the inside of our card, and then we have a glorious over-the-top Christmas card to impress even our harshest critics. Although who could possibly criticize you for sending a card like this, right? Oh, so gorgeous. It almost makes up for not being with your family this Christmas, but not quite. Anyway, I really loved how this card turned out, and I hope you do too. And then I'm just going to show you Catherine's sample once again that inspired this creation, because I just love it to death. So beautiful. She put pearls on hers, and hers are watercolored a little bit, which is just so lovely. Anyway, again, the supplies for this are all listed here in the video. If you could give me a thumbs up, and if you would like to subscribe, there's a little box right there. If you click on, you will never miss one of my awesome videos. And I love inspiring you. So if you need supplies for this, I'd be so grateful for your business. And I have a great special going on right now. So I have a fantastic special going on right now where for $50, you can get my All-Star Tutorial Bundle for the Artistry Bloom Suite, and the cards are just beautiful. Lots of fun techniques in that tutorial. There's 12 projects with videos, so it's pretty awesome. If you spend $100, you can get a little stamp set that's available starting in January for free, and I might autograph it for you. No, that's not true. I totally will. That set is my new Pretty Perennials stamp set. It's like the best set ever. So I will send you an autographed copy of this stamp set if you spend $100 in my online store. And you do need to use the host code here for that, and I'll put a link that actually includes the host code in it so that you can get that. And again, that's in the description of this video. And then finally, or actually also, if you spend $150, again, you do need to use the host code. You'll get the stamp set that's autographed plus my online class. This is all coming in January. And then if you spend $200, you'll get the PDF, the stamp set that's autographed, the online class PDF, plus the pre-cut cardstock. So it's a really great deal. With a $200 order, I'm going to give you $81 in free goodies. So it's pretty awesome. This offer is valid through December 14th of 2020. So you can take advantage of that and get a pretty awesome stamp set for free. I'm so excited about it, you guys. I can't wait to send these out. So it's going to be lots of fun. I have been having so much fun stamping with them too, by the way. In fact, I'll even give you one quick sneak peek. Here is a card that I created with this stamp set. It's just so cute and happy. All right, guys, thank you so much for stamping with me today. If you have any questions, just drop me a comment. Otherwise, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would rock. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.